Planning it. Now this is the most important stage. You're going to have to live with this kitchen for many years to come, so it's important that it suits your lifestyle and even your future lifestyle, like a growing family for instance. To make it easy, we've broken it down into 3 stages: research, the practicalities of planning, and drawing a plan.
Now, research sounds really obvious, but it's vital. Maybe you should ask yourselves 2 questions and remember to jot down the answers. Question 1 is, what do you like about your current kitchen? What works and what would you keep? And then question 2, what do you hate about your current kitchen? What really drives you mad? Maybe it's really dingy, there's not enough lighting, maybe there's not enough storage, or the fridge is too far away from the oven. When you've written down the answer to these 2 questions, it will help you to crystallise what you want from a new kitchen.
Now, my top tip is that if you've just bought a house, don't rush out and buy a new kitchen straight away. Live with the old kitchen first for a few months and find out what it is that you do and you don't like about the kitchen before you change it.
Now, I don't know how you lot get your creative juices flowing, or you, Jay, but personally, on the kitchen front, I like to get some magazines, rip lots of pictures out, and it's important to look through the styles, the colours, the layouts, find what you really, really like, get the pictures and keep them, so you can show them to the design consultant or your builder to get the perfect look.
Also, pop into your local B&Q store and visit our kitchen section, where you'll find loads of inspiration. Don't forget also to pick up a brochure on our kitchens and on our appliances so you can get a full picture of what we do.
The other thing, of course, to consider is budget. You're going to have an idea of what you want to spend, but don't forget, it's so important. It's not just the buying the kitchen, but also the installation. If you're a little bit worried about budget, go in and talk to one of the design consultants. Get them to give you a bit of a steer, because you'd be amazed, actually, at just how much you might be able to afford. We're now going to talk a little bit about the practicalities of planning your kitchen, and we want you to think about 3 things: layout, lighting and storage. Now, layout, what are the things to consider? Where do the doors come into the kitchen? You don't want to put the fridge right behind the door, for example. And then think about the electrical sockets. Where do you want your toaster or your kettle? Do you want a TV in the kitchen?
You might want to put the sink underneath a window so that when you're washing up, you're not staring at a blank wall. And of course, you're going to need to check that your plumbing can reach. The same applies with electrics. These can all be easily moved, but you will need to plan ahead and then consult either your B&Q designer or your builder. Now, one tried and tested method for planning a kitchen is to put the oven, the fridge and the sink in what we call the working triangle. Now, this will give you easy access to all these 3 appliances when you're cooking or preparing food.
Another thing that everybody always leaves to the last minute, and you really should get right at the start, is the lighting. Think about task lighting. Say, for example, an under-cabinet light, so when you're chopping and preparing food, you can see what you're doing. At the end of a long, hard day, maybe you'd like to dim the lights, so think about ambient lighting.
And finally, we need to think about storage, especially in smaller kitchens. Why not come in store and have a look at our brochure to see some really handy storage solutions, like this spice and bottle rack. And just remember, if you are moving plumbing and electrics, to factor this into your budget at the beginning or in the planning stage of the project.
So to visualise your ideas and get your plan across to your B&Q design consultant or to your builder, it's best to get everything down on paper. Don't panic. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can get a piece of paper and just make a rough outline and start plotting where you'd like things to be.
Starting in one corner of the room, taking your time, just measure each wall individually and then plot that onto your paper.
It's also really useful to mark the positions of doors, windows and any existing plumbing or electrical sockets. Remember, this is only a guide. Now, if you would prefer, you could always take your measurements in store, where one of our design consultants will do the rest.
Don't forget to take your list of what you do and you don't like about your current kitchen, along with your mood board, any swatches and sources of inspiration. Remember, your design consultant is not a mind reader, and the more information you can give them about your dream kitchen, the closer you'll get to achieving it.
Now, with all that information, they will produce a 3D image of your kitchen to help see if all your practical and design considerations have been taken care of. For more information on our planning services, go to diy.com or visit us in store.